We always read about you. The thing we always see from you is how humble you are, how quiet you are, and how quiet you used to be. I mean, when you were a true freshman, your coach, current coach, who was then offensive coordinator, said that you literally didn't say a word. I mean, that's an exact quote from him. Is that how you remember yourself being? Was it intense shyness that brought that about, or take us back to you as a true freshman and why you were so quiet?
Yeah, it's just kind of how I am. You know, naturally I'm pretty quiet, pretty reserved. You know, I won't really say anything unless, you know, I'm spoken to, or, you know, I feel like I have to say something.
I mean, if there is a knock on you, Marcus, that's it, right? He's a little quiet, maybe too laid back. There's some leadership responsibilities that go with your position on the field and on this team. Are you better in that regard? Do you think that's a fair criticism?
Yes, that's definitely fair. I've definitely grown in that aspect. I've come a long way, especially since my freshman year. And you know, it's all thanks to my teammates and these coaches around here and my family. I mean, they really pushed me to open up and be vocal and use my words and understand that my voice is influential and that I can use it to hopefully, you know, lead to good things. I
mean, there's a difference between being shy and being quiet, right? If you were shy or quiet, which are you?
Quiet, for sure.
Yeah. So you're confident as an athlete, confident as a competitor.
Yes, of course.
But in terms of bridging that gap to be a more vocal guy, yeah, how have you gone about that, and how much do you still have to go in that regard?
Just stepping out of my comfort zone. You know, when you know, for instance, coming off the sideline during a game, you know, talking to the guys, or finding ways that we can, you know, communicate or do certain things better. You know, just kind of always finding ways to talk and be a part of the team in that sense. And I've definitely come a long way. I can always get better at it. It's an ongoing process for me, and you know, again, just thankful for these coaches that really pushed me to do that.
Are you the same way off the field? I mean, do you go out much? Do you socialize? Do you like to go to parties? We have this vision of you just kind of sitting in your dorm room, 9 o'clock at night watching film all the time. I
mean, I think I would say it's a mixture of both. You know, sometimes, you know, I do go out a little bit. Other times, just kind of hang out. You know, I do like to just kind of relax at the house with, you know, my friends, or just kind of play video games, or, you know, do stuff like that. And it's not necessarily that I don't want to go. It's just, you know, I don't know, just don't really feel the need to.
And no tweeting, right? You don't tweet?
No, not at all.
Are you mad?
No.
Are you nuts? Why not? You're the last guy left.
I don't know. I just, you know, for me, not having a Twitter allows me to have, you know, that personal space. You know, so much is put, you know, so much of your life now is put on social media, and for me, I just like to keep that stuff private.
But when you're walking around campus, when you're in a restaurant, when you're in a bar or wherever you are locally, you know that other people are on Twitter and other people are on social media. Is that something that you're constantly aware of, maybe a little bit afraid of?
I wouldn't say afraid. I think for us, you know, this university has really educated, you know, I mean, every student athlete here with the understanding that, you know, social media is now such a media opening that, you know, you have to be careful with whatever you say or whatever you do. And you know, we're very blessed for that, and really it's just an opportunity for us to kind of understand that, you know, we're very powerful and influential. Another
story that gets often told by your high school coach, Darnell Arsenault, is the way he describes it. You come to practice and he's tired of this quiet routine, right? So he wants you to yell at somebody. You're going to yell at someone today, and if at the end of practice you haven't yelled at anybody, you're going to run 5 110-yard wind sprints. And you cut right to the chase and just got the sprints right out of the way. It would seem to me that it would be easier to yell at someone than to run wind sprints.
It wasn't that I wasn't going to yell at anybody, I just felt that there wasn't a need to.
Do you do that now? Will you get in someone's ear on the sideline and let him know that he's not performing the way he should?
Yeah, I mean, I've come a long way in that sense. You know, for me, it isn't about, you know, yelling at someone. You know, for me, it's just, you know, sometimes there's different types of leadership, and sometimes someone does need to get yelled at a little bit, or, you know, a lot of times when you're correcting someone, just kind of put their arm around them and say, hey, look, this is what you could have done better, and, you know, this will make the team better. And I've come a long way in that sense, and again, it's just a process, and I can always get better at it.
All right, well, if you want to yell at me during this interview, by the way, I want you to feel free. Okay? Wouldn't be the first time.